day. Fire Chief Joe Power, President of the Clan Labrador Association Fire Services. The effects of COVID on our nation and province are overwhelming. Many of our fast-paced lives have been uprooted to confinement in our homes. Our first responders, healthcare providers, support workers such as grocery store clerks are facing dangers and new challenges. A rare challenge and an opportunity is facing us during the COVID-19 pandemic. While fire service personnel face a new and visible threat, they are also presented with a moment for growth. I urge all municipal leaders, fire chiefs, and firefighters not only to be an observer, but also be a participant and a student of the process, the politics and the economics of this unparalleled moment in history. The majority of our province is protected by volunteer fire departments. Many of our fire departments were faced with swelling call volumes while we had children at home and schools closed indefinitely. Group events of more than 10 people were discouraged. Restaurant, bars, and theaters were closed. We encouraged those who could do to just stay home. As firefighters, the reality is we cannot just stay home. I am proudly proud of all our members as they show up to work and volunteer each day to serve our communities. Faced with the unknown and ever evolving atmosphere of information and disinformation. Although this is certainly not the first time that the fire service has been involved in a public health crisis, it is the first time in this social media age as we find ourselves with so much information available at our fingertips. Though some volunteer fire departments receive financial support from their local municipalities or jurisdictions, many volunteer fire departments survive strictly on fundraising. With these restrictions of gathering in large groups, most restaurants, bars, and other venues are completely closed. Same restrictions have canceled firehouse dinners, carnivals, bingo nights, and other events that require a large attendance to be profitable to fire departments. Many rural fire departments have to make a no-win decision whether to pay an insurance bill or be invoiced for diesel. I realize that local governments are facing a dramatic financial shortfall without collecting taxes and other revenue. We want to encourage local government leaders and make them aware that funding, which is supported to volunteer fire departments, must remain stable. The social aspect of volunteer firefighting has been brought to a sudden stop. Family nights, fire department picnics, and other social activities utilized as retention efforts can no longer occur. Many firehouses are in lockdown. Members just stopping by the firehouse for conversation and socialization has been curtailed. The COVID situation each day brings new headlines of its impacts on communities, business, travel, and the tourism industry. Our association is no different from these organizations during this time of uncertainty. The safety and well-being of our board members, staff, and members of our association are always top of mind for us, and our focus on this priority is even further emphasized during this challenging time. This is not business as usual right now. The whole world is grappling with the challenging events from COVID-19. Businesses and organizations have the daunting task of navigating through this uncharted territory. The COVID-19 pandemic has not only thrown a huge monkey wrench into the association's plan for in-person meetings and conferences, but it has also thrown a big curveball into our association's governance. From canceled membership meetings to virtual board meetings to elections of board members, the ability to govern our requirements that are imposed by our laws. While face-to-face activities for most associations can continue to be an important part of their portfolio in the future, In fact, most associations will shift their focus to the digital and online environment, as most fire departments are doing now for virtual training and education. Fire service personnel should be commended for their continued response during the COVID-19 outbreak. The impact is being felt province-wide, and I know that the response from fire service will vary across the province depending on individual and local circumstances. Communities are counting on fire services and our members to be resilient in responding to emergencies. It is critical that we balance public health measures and the need to control the spread of the virus with appropriate flexibility to ensure that protection of our fire service continues to operate. Since the middle of March, many things have changed or slowed down, but we are still advocating on your behalf. We've had many discussions with both FES and government around topics like firefighters playbook for training, many concerns around issues dealing with COVID and firefighters, training sessions during COVID, guide screening questions for patients, fire department responses to medical and medical assist calls, supply of PPE, the startup of training sessions, R2MR training, firefighter insurances, funding for trucks and equipment, fire school, and CISM teams traveling throughout our province during the pandemic. We are pleased to have a great working relationship that we have built with our provincial government. First of all, I would like to thank the Honourable Minister Bragg for his dedication to our association over the past year. We had the opportunity to meet with the Department of Justice and Public Safety, the Honourable Steve Crocker, yesterday, Friday. They were very pleased to announce that the Department of Justice and Public Safety is able to continue to support the good work that our association provides to the citizens of this province. During the fiscal year of 2020, the department will provide a $40,000 operating grant as well as a $61,000 contribution to the Work While Learn Not Burn program. Be assured we look forward to continuing to work with the government and the province's service providers to ensure that our industry maintains the highest standards for our members. As you are aware, the main focus of our association is to advocate, enhance, and promote the fire service within itself, the public, and government. To collectively bring fire service issues to resolution and enhance firefighter training, safety, and the delivery of protection services to their respective jurisdictions. The Volunteer Fire and Rescue Service of our province has responded to major emergency events, pandemics, and weather events. We continue the tradition of service by responding to the crisis today. There is no doubt we will improvise and survive. Though steeped in tradition, our volunteer and firefighter service has always stepped up to the challenge. We will become the new normal in the future. We will incorporate the changes into daily lives of our province's volunteer fire service. We have always had a solemn responsibility to serve. That responsibility is amplified by the current situation that stands to tax our service delivery system like never before. It is imperative that municipal leaders do everything they can to minimize the risk to our members without upholding our oath to protect and serve our communities. We are so lucky that most of our firefighters provide this service to the community pretty much free of charge on the taxpayer. We are the gap between total chaos and control to handle any situation. Before I end, I would certainly like to thank each board member and our hardworking staff for all their time and dedication that has been provided from each of those individuals throughout the past year. Thank you.